Hello everyone, my name is Tyler Peterson. This assignment is for Kinesiology 274, Applied Movement Anatomy. This will be the CAP 6 assignment. So for this exercise, I've chosen the barbell bench press. I chose this exercise because I'm someone who did it wrong for a very long time, and as a result, I had to get a shoulder surgery, and I still have lingering shoulder pain from my days of just doing this exercise improperly. So I'm going to show you today the correct way to do it and 3 improper ways to do it. And assisting me today is my lovely wife Naomi, and my son John came along today as well, so he's going to be our spotter. So first we're going to go over the correct way to do this exercise. So Naomi is going to get a nice wide grip and bring it up and go ahead and go down. So this is the eccentric phase. We see shoulder extension and elbow flexion. Stay down, there you go, elbow flexion. And you can see that with the way her elbows are positioned, she's working in the sagittal plane. So this helps to retract and depress the shoulders, and it puts positive tension in the glenohumeral joint, which leads to more stability. So now concentric phase, go ahead and stay there. You see shoulder flexion, some slight horizontal adduction, and elbow extension. You can go ahead and re-rack it. So our prime movers for the correct way were the pectoralis major, triceps brachii, and the anterior deltoid. So now we're going to move on to one of the more common ways that people do this improperly, and that's with her elbows out now. Good. So as you can see, this just put her in the transverse plane, and you can see just by the grimace on her face, it's much more difficult because now we're putting all that force and that the weight into the shoulder joint, and we were losing stability from the pectoralis major. So where we were seeing retraction and depression in the scapula before, we're now seeing the anterior deltoid protract. So it could lead to a potential injury if you do it for a long time with an excessive amount of weight. So now another improper way is you see how she's moving down. A lot of people will start off like this. Instead of having the thoracic cavity underneath the bar, she puts her cephalic region underneath. And as you can see, instead of just being able to push straight up and down, she just had to use shoulder flexion and protraction just to get the bar over the thoracic cavity. So when she did that, all of the weight, go ahead and go back and just hold it just for half a second. I know it back a little more. So as you can see, all the weight is going into the shoulder joint instead of back more. Good, yeah, just where you picked off. Good, so she's in shoulder flexion, and then she has to protract. I'm trying to move it, there you go. Good, and you can see it puts a lot of stress on the shoulder. Okay, go ahead and re-rack. Good. And last but not least, one of the most entertaining ways you may see someone try to do a barbell bench press is by doing lumbar extension. As you can see, when she has to use the lumbar extension, instead of keeping her feet flat on the ground, a good base of support, she's now using plantar flexion. So this may not change her plane of movement very much, but she's losing a lot of stability this way. So you'll see a lot of times guys or girls will do this when there's too much weight. So they feel like putting their lumbar or extending their lumbar is going to help keep stability. When in fact, she now loses the retraction and depression from her scapula. The scapula is pretty much useless now because the lumbar is taking the majority of the weight. So her pectoralis major, which should be one of the prime movers in this exercise, is no longer really a prime mover, and now that weight, instead of going to the chest, is going to her vertebra. As you can see, puts the grimace on her face, it's putting a lot of extra weight and probably a little bit of pain into her back. It's just such an odd angle, but people will do it this way because it makes a shorter distance to their chest, and so they don't have to go as far down. They can possibly do a couple more reps with more weight, but it is very incorrect. So that is all we got for you today. Thank you for watching. And John says thank you as well. Have a nice day.